Hi guys, my name is Simon and I am the Autistic Xenomorph. On today's episode, I am going to talk about the adventures of an alien through lockdown. Now I bet you're wondering why am I standing up for once. I'm going to be talking about my cosplay. I am talking about the wonderful chap in my far corner behind me. He is called Xavier and he is a xenomorph. Xavier was built by my good friend Peter. Me and Peter each fed back through Facebook Messenger about how we were going to approach the design process. As Xavier is not actually a typical xenomorph. As you know, xenomorphs are actually quite slender and slim. Me on the other hand, I am far from the slimmest of xenomorphs. Peter had to face the challenge of having to not only adjust it to my body frame and the fluctuating weight that I was going through at the time, but also he had to face the challenge of it had to be able to be stored away and transported. And so Xavier was born, and straight away I was excited to get him to his first con. Now, with his first con being at Liverpool Comic Con, he went in and straight away he was swarmed by photographs. It took me actually a couple of hours to actually get into the main building, much to the delight of my friends who I was with at the time. In a surprising turn of events, as I was walking around, and bear in mind my tunnel vision of the costume was slim to none. As I was walking, a woman approached me wanting to know would I be willing to take a photograph with someone I was interested. Naturally, I agreed and told her to lead the way. So while I'm walking around, looking around to see where I'm going, reading myself through the crowds, I was taken to the signing table. I thought this was a strange place to actually meet someone. So I kept waiting and waiting, and this woman was just signing away. Not a care in the world, and then she caught sight of me, and straight away the head shot up. She bolted upright and screamed and fangirled over my costume. Now that woman was Tammy Stronach. Now, put a comment below if you know who Tammy Stronach is, and bonus points if you know what film she is famous for. Now, if you answer correctly and put it in the comments below, I will give you a prize. Now, as me and Tammy posed for photographs with each other, she even featured me on her official Instagram. Now, this meant a lot to me, especially with the fact that the film she was in was one of my favourites growing up. From there, the pandemic hit and life went to a standstill. Xavier and myself was in lockdown. I was furloughed from work and I had nothing to do with myself. Sure, I participated in online challenges such as Pass the Knife between horror icons. I also participated in the Predator Challenge. And before you start giggling, it's not what you think. I was the only alien xenomorph versus these guys, the Predators. Now that filled in some time over the pandemic. But, as you know, the pandemic wasn't an overnight thing. So I created my own alien board game, and in the hope of playing it when lockdown was over. That filled some time. But the main thing I did was I provided a voice for Xavier. Now the button is located on the neck. and with a simple push of that button, it will screech. Scary, yeah? Now, would you believe that that voice is thanks to this little guy? This guy was kindly donated by a friend of mine called Ash, and you can order him from Amazon, and he comes with a wonderful little book as well. Now, Xavier was built from recycled materials, believe it or not. The head itself on the dome was made from recycled shandy bottles. The tendons on his cheeks were actually made from exercise elastic bands, and the suit itself was actually created from a wetsuit. Now, would you believe that the actual gloves were made from molds using marigold gloves? Now, the shoes themselves were actually made from shoes I found in a charity shop. I had found some jodhpurs, passed them to Peter, and he moulded the feet on top. Now, Xavier, like other xenomorphs, has a second mouth. The only thing is, you can't see it without having a close look. Because of how fragile Xavier can be, he is now a proud addition to my wonderful aliens museum. Unfortunately, because of how difficult it is to remove Xavier from the mannequin, I will have to retire him. But I am happy to have my own xenomorph in my own living room. How many of you guys can actually say that? And that is that. Thank you everybody for your wonderful feedback from last week's video. It has meant a lot to me, and I just want to say good night, sleep tight, don't let the aliens bite, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share.